I got a keeper on. I got a keeper. What's that, a white sea bass? No way, I caught a white sea bass. Look what I did. Look what I did. Here's one. Here's one. I got one. I got one, guys. Hell yeah, you guys. I caught one. 18 inches. So, this is low tide, minus tide. Seems pretty slack too. As you can notice, there's not a lot of current. My line is coming straight in. It's not like taking off to the left. So I'd say this is about slack tide right here, minus tide. I'm out here on the eelgrass, as you can see. I'm about thigh deep at the moment. Passing over the eelgrass to what I think is probably smooth sandy bottom. It's foggy, overcast. My best day of halibut fishing has been on a foggy, overcast day. It's also the warmest day of the week at nearly 70 degrees. I think it's 67 degrees on February 6th or 7th, whatever the heck day it is. I'm gonna walk along the shore here and comb the beach. I'm gonna comb the beach. I'm not just gonna fan cast, I'm actually gonna walk and cast and comb. Try to grit it out, cover it, all of it. Conditions seem really good right now. I got the Weedless swim going because the water's pretty dirty. That's the only downside right at the moment. The water's pretty dirty, but man, this thing navigates it really well. Let me show you how this works. I just give it a few twitches every once in a while like that to get the weed off. And then I'm swimming, twitch, just in case there's any weed on it. And 9 out of 10 casts come up clean when I do this. Twitch. Anytime I think I feel a little bit of something on there, just twitch. Look, clean. Okay, this water that I'm fishing right now is pretty dirty. And so I want you to see how well this bait performs, this weedless bait performs in dirty water. So bury the tip of your hook, try to keep it straight. This is a 3/8 ounce weight because it swims slow. I love it when it swims slow. And then you can see I'm just doing a straight retrieve. Now I feel, if I ever feel some resistance and I think I've got some weed on, or just every once in a while just to be safe, I'll do this. Twitch. And that's just to knock the weed off. And then I go right back to a nice smooth retrieve. Twitch. Smooth retrieve. Every once in a while I stop and just let it sink to the bottom and then do my retrieve again. Okay, so that's it. It's basically just a straight, smooth, slow retrieve with pauses so it drops every once in a while. And every once in a while I'm just doing twitch just to clean any weed off of my bait. Keep watching, you'll see. I'll come up clean. I come up clean again and again. Every once in a while I got a little bit of weed on my bait when I come up, but I know this stuff just shakes right off. As you're fishing, you can just shake it right off. So if that bait happens to just cruise over the head of a halibut while it's clean. See, I tried putting the 110 on just about 20 minutes ago and it was a waste of time. The thing was coming up with clumps and clumps of weed. It was just harvesting and collecting it. This thing slides right through it. I love this bait. I want to try 1/2 ounce. I got to get some 1/2 ounce bullet weights and some bigger swim bodies. And if you're worried about your casting distance with these 3/8 or 1/2 ounce little bullet weights, just mind your spool. Make sure your spool is full. Make sure your spool is full of line. Your spool is full of line. Okay, I've walked down like the beach like probably 100 yards, and now I found this area where it's deep. There's like deep holes, and it's all really sandy patches between clumps of eelgrass, and look how deep it is, even at minus tide. I think, and it looks calm. It's like more protected or something. The water looks calm here. So I've marked my landmark. I looked behind me and I know exactly what stretch my landmarks are. So I know the stretch of beach that I want to fish. And I'm gonna come back here and keep fishing this spot in this tide at different times and just give it a try and see if it produces, see if it ever produces. But I'm pretty sure that this is a good spot, just depending on how much current we'll be seeing as the tide rises. But if it's kind of protected like this and there's more slack water, then I think it could be really killer for halibut. Wow, I'm just up to my knees right here, just walking out of here, out of this deep area, and I just saw a bait fish just swimming along slowly, cruising towards the eelgrass. Man, that was so cool to see. Gosh, I really want to observe the bait fish in these shallow eelgrass patches. I really want to just watch them and see the way they move and what they do. I wish I knew where all the bait fish were so I could, like, honestly, dude, I want to put on a snorkel and just go swim around and stare at them and watch them. Well, I just stepped on this rock right here and I saw some more little bait fish scurry out and dart into that rock right there with that eelgrass. So there are bait fish like hiding in these rocks and this eelgrass all around me. Just had a tug. I just had a tug. A tug. And I tried to set the hook, but it didn't set. It did not set. I don't know if he just had it by the tail or what, he just didn't grab it hard enough, but I had a tug and I missed the hook set. If the water looks cleaner here, I might put on my 110. Just slowly swim it through the water column. Maybe every once in a while stop, pause, and then resume. If I think there's any weed on it, I'll give the rod tip a few wiggles to wiggle the weed off. But otherwise, it comes up clean almost always. It's amazing. I can fish with this one bait for hours, if not days, and never lose it on a rock because it just doesn't get snagged. I really like these baits, man. A paddle tail, so it has resistance in the water, and a lightweight bullet weight, just like bass fishing. Just Texas rig it. Dude, who knows, man? There might be a halibut sitting right there. Just a nice, slow, steady retrieve, so it swims towards me slowly. That tail is wiggling, I know it is, because I've watched it right in front of me. I'm gonna pause, resume. Whip, jerk, 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 jerk. Get any weed off there. All right, swimming. Any fish right in here? Oh, I'm right on top of that weed right there. Falling down into a hole. Just kind of, just experimenting. Here's one. Here's one. There's one right here. I don't think it's a keeper. Check him out. Right at my feet. Check him out. I got one. Got one, guys. I got one today. I got one. Not a keeper, but I got one. Let's get him back in the water immediately, because that is not 22 inches. While he's hanging out right there, I'll get my measuring tape and we'll get a quick measure on him. He's perfectly fine in the water right there. Hell yeah, you guys, I caught one. I've been standing here casting in this one spot for probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Get a quick measure on this guy and then get him back in the water ASAP. I really don't want to harm the fish. I'm still kind of new to this still. 18 inches. Hook comes right out, fish goes right back in. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming to play. Tell all your big friends about us. We'll be here all week. I'm putting in the time with these 3/8 ounce little 3-inch paddle tails. I caught one halibut on it so far today, and I really like these baits. They cast well enough, and they swim slowly through the water column, and they don't get snagged. And when they do, they pop out, and they fish dirty water. Like, I'm fishing dirty water and just twitch, 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 twitch. It comes free, and I'm swimming again. And then twitch, twitch, twitch. Anytime I pick up a little weed, I just twitch, 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 and it comes right free, and I'm swimming again. So it allows me to fish dirtier water. First of all, that's 3/8 of an ounce, and it casts pretty dang good. I can cast a little further than that. As soon as it hits the water, I start reeling. Get your line tight, just start swimming it through the water column. I'm not even attempting to let it hit the bottom. I'm attempting to keep it off the bottom. And fish it as slowly as possible at the same time. And then I do one of these numbers to get the weed off. Every once in a while, if I think there's weed, I just kind of like that, and it'll just kind of just twitch the tip of the rod. It'll come up clean. I got a keeper on. I got a keeper. Oh, my reel is starting to malfunction. Great timing. I think this is a keeper. I think this is a keeper. It's my second one today. Come on, baby, come on, come to me, come to me. Please be a keeper, please be a keeper. Oh, what the fuck is that? A white sea bass? No way. No way. I caught a white sea bass. No way. No way. We gotta measure this thing really fast and get it back in the water. Oh my God. Holy smokes. Get over here, I don't wanna hurt you. He's gotta be 28. 22 inches. Let's get him back in the water instantly. In the water, in the water. Oh my God, dude. Look at that. White sea bass. White sea bass. Just over my bail to let it go. Let's pick it up and get a good little, get some good footage here. Look how beautiful this thing is. Look. Look what I did. Look what I did. Okay, let's get this thing released. All right, back in the water. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There it is. See it? Swimming right there? Just swam off. Wow, dude. Congratulations, Vincent. Badass, dude. One halibut, one sea bass. Not a bad day. February 7th. Holy crap. Okay, so I'm just thinking about that white sea bass. I'm trying to make some observations. I've marked my landmark where I caught it. Now I'm thinking, what tide is it? Well, it's about 2 feet, but it's an incoming tide, and the high tide is gonna be in like several hours from now. So this is like mid-incoming tide, and the high tide, it's not even gonna be the high tide of the day. It's just gonna be like the low high tide of the day. So this is just, obviously it's only a couple feet of water, couple foot tide, incoming. However, it is really cloudy and overcast, and I did just catch that fish at dusk, at the end of the day, just after sunset. So that's observable too. Just at sunset, dusk, very low light conditions, overcast. And I was just casting and reeling, just a straight grind, just casting and grinding, just keeping it off the bottom. So I did suspect that this little spot right here would have some fish, some bait, because I've seen these birds working this area consistently. When I come here, there's always like 1 or 2 of those little black diving birds just hanging out here in this one spot. So, and then I haven't been able to see the structure down here at low tide. Like, I've come out here and did some scouting at low tide, and I was able to identify sandbars and rocky sections to the right of me, but to the left of me, I was not able to really see any observable structure. It was just water. Everything was hidden. So I always wonder what's down there. And if I saw the birds there, then I figure, you know what? Maybe there's a strand of kelp. Maybe there's some kind of rocks, some kind of structure that holds bait fish. There is some kind of plant in the water right ahead of me, but obviously that fish was there today. Maybe this spot holds bait fish or something. I don't know. I'm just putting in a few more casts to see if there's any more, because usually when they're about that size, 22 inches, I've seen them school in that size, and you can hook up with one every few minutes and catch like a whole bunch of them in a row sometimes if you're lucky, if they're really schooling. I doubt that's the occasion right at this moment, but I think that was just a lucky catch. That might have just been a totally random lucky catch. Hook comes right out, fish goes right back in. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming to play. Just tell all your big friends about us. We'll be here all week.